everyone remembers, at least most people, is that the Star Wars line used to be,
Luke, I am your father.
and now it got changed apparently to, no, I am your father. So you'll just have to see this clip.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No, I am your father.
Okay, so when I first heard about the Mandela effect, and I was looking online and finding these clips where these lines had appeared to have changed on these big movies, and I had to buy this DVD to make sure myself that this was actually on a physical copy. You know, I went through all the logical steps. I bought this DVD just for the purpose of looking at this one line at the beginning of the movie. See, here's the credit screen. I'm just going to press play here. This is a Blu-ray version of it. And anyone can find this out for themselves too, especially pick up a copy of Field of Dreams and you'll see the same thing. Let's see, I'm going to fast forward this. But on Field of Dreams, there's a part in the movie where Kevin Costner says, "If you build it, they will come." At least that's what me and many other people remember. But in that movie, he says, "If you build it, he will come." And that makes no sense because I remember hearing that. All right, it's getting close. But I remember hearing that part on Field of Dreams and hearing them when it said they will come. And when I heard they, I was thinking, what is he referring to when he says they? I'm like, oh, that makes sense. They is the audience that's going to come if he builds this stadium. If he would have said he, like it is in the new movies, that would have totally changed my thought process. Like, oh, he must be building it for his dad or something. But I distinctly remember hearing they referring to the crowd. But if you watch that movie Field of Dreams, you'll see that's not the case now, and it makes no sense why he would say he. Alright, so we're getting close to the line here. Let's fast forward it just a little bit more. So that bus pulls up. Alright, and then you got the lady that comes at the bench, and Forrest is going to tell her life story here.
Hello. My name's Forrest Gump. Do you want a chocolate? I could eat about 1.5 million of these. My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
So there you go. If you were listening, you could clearly hear him saying was instead of is. And stop and think about that for a minute. How does that even make sense? That's not grammatically correct at all. Because if her mom is saying was, she's talking about the past when she says life was like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get. And that's speaking in past tense, like, like she's not even alive, or that maybe she's saying like, well, life was like a box of chocolates, but now it sucks, Also, if you're talking about being grammatically correct, if you were to say life was like a box of chocolates, you wouldn't then say, you never know what you're going to get. You would say, you never knew what you were going to get. Because that's how it would be if you were talking in past tense like that. So the whole thing does not add up. It doesn't make sense. Now, the only other excuse people can have is that, well, maybe Forrest's mom wasn't that smart or something, and she was bad at grammar. It's like, that doesn't fly with me. But like I said, who knows if there are alternate realities going on, like in this screwed up reality apparently, that was the line in the movie. because you can, even you go online and you look up the line in the movie and it does say life was like. So, I mean, they obviously, it doesn't seem possible that they could have gone through all of this just to create some conspiracy. It's like, I think time really was changed or modified somehow. But the question is, was it intentional or not? Who knows if they forced this change in timeline, just for the purpose of making us question our own memories. I don't know. It's really complex, but that's just one of the theories I have right now. But what's also really crazy is that it's not just these new DVDs that have this changed line on it. You could put in a VHS, from the 80s or something. I mean, this movie was made after the 80s, but for example, the Field of Dreams, which was made in 89, I believe, you can get and this was long before people started noticing these strange changes in movie lines, but even on those old, grainy VCR tapes, it somehow still has the same lines, the new reality lines instead of what people remember in the past.
If you will, he will come.
Presenting Sara Lee croissants.
Sara Lee poisson? No. Only the French can make the true croissant. Ooh, so light, so flaky, so buttery, so French.
So, how do you like Sara Lee croissants?
I love them. Tell me, this Sara Lee, she's French, no?
Nobody does it like Sara Lee.
In 3 delicious flavors.
Why always on this night?
What night? What do you mean?
You always give me a doll on the same night of the year.
Oh. I didn't realize.
Tom Cruise plays the immortal vampire Lestat in Interview with the Vampire, one of the new movies we're going to be reviewing this week on Siskel and Ebert. And also coming up, new films with Ted Danson, Mary Steenburgen, and Tim Allen, and the 30th anniversary of Dr. Strangelove. I'm Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times.
And I'm Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune. Our first film is the eagerly awaited Interview with the Vampire. I haven't really shown you the best part of Interview with a Vampire.
Well, of course, the opening title at the bottom, it said The Vampire Chronicles. I wonder if that kind of is a hint.
There's more's coming.
We're going to get more sequels.
Wow. I'd like to thank another YouTube user for pointing me to this video. I don't care how good of a debunker you are. There's no way you can explain what was in this video. He clearly said Interview with a Vampire, clear as a bell. There's no mistaking it with the word the. I've never known Siskel and Ebert to completely get the title of a movie wrong, so I don't think you can use that explanation either. There was another YouTube user that posted an Interview with a Vampire clip with Tom Cruise in it, where he appeared to be saying Interview with a Vampire, but it was kind of hard to tell. He might have been saying the. But on this one, there's no mistaking it. It's said several times, and it's clear. Like I said, it's clear as a bell. But at the same time, as you can see, the graphic shows Interview with the Vampire, while they are clearly saying Then it makes you wonder, is this really a reality shift going on, or is it a supercomputer editing all this stuff? And they weren't able to edit the audio of the people saying it because they're dead now, and it would be obvious that it was edited or something. I don't know, but then there's also a lot of other things, that don't make sense either. So, I mean, I don't know if this is a simulated reality or if it's a reality shift thing or if it's, it could be anything at this point. But the theory that a supercomputer edited all these videos and everything doesn't make sense either because, me and many others know it was Berenstein Bears. But then how were the books physically changed to Berenstain? So that would more, go in line with the whole reality shift thing. So I don't know if it's a combination of all this stuff going on or what, but I've also had other people point out that maybe these different reality shifts are merging together, so that's why you get this reality where it shows Interview with the Vampire in the graphics, but since in the past Siskel and Ebert made that video, that's when it was Interview with a Vampire, so that's why you get that mix-up, which does make a lot of sense, but then why haven't people... I mean, I've noticed an explosion lately. Like every day on YouTube, people are starting to notice this kind of stuff, and they're making videos on it. So maybe these reality shifts have possibly been happening, for a long time. But for whatever the reason now, they're definitely accelerating. And I do wonder about CERN that people are talking about. That is maybe accelerating these different realities, possibly merging together. Who knows? But it's all very interesting, and I'll leave it up to the viewers to decide. This is just an observation I want to throw into the end of the video here. It may have absolutely nothing to do with anything, but I think there's 100+ videos of this Mandela effect where a lot of people are saying the same things, and I think it's important to bring up, little observations that may or may not be true. So, how the line says, "If you build it, they will come," was changed to "If they build it, he will come," implying that it's just one person and not many. And then how it was changed from "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood" to "It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood," implying it's just that neighborhood and not other neighborhoods. And then you have the line, Interview with a Vampire, getting changed to Interview with the Vampire, of course, implying that the title is just about a single vampire, not many vampires. And I know there's probably many other titles that I'm missing that maybe other people can point out to me. But the consistencies I've noticed in these three changes is that I wonder if, assuming for a second that it's possible that there is an entity that is messing with this reality. And how the agendas right now involve being self-indulgent, just focusing on yourself and stuff like that. And I wonder if that's some kind of a psychological thing by changing these titles to, focus on me. Don't focus on, other people and the other stuff that's going on around you. Like I said, this is probably just a silly observation, but and this could easily be debunked if someone can show me a title, that I'm not aware of where it was changed from, he to they instead of they to he. And, that would easily debunk this whole theory that I have here. But just thought I'd throw that out there.